Men, if you truly want to understand women, not control them, not manipulate them, but understand them, then this video will change the way you see every relationship in your life. Because here's the truth: women have weaknesses, not flaws, but emotional blind spots that most men never take the time to notice. Once you understand these, you stop chasing, you stop begging, and you start leading. Let's talk about the top 10 weaknesses. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Courtney Ryan, and today we're breaking down something that most men never take the time to learn. Female psychology. If you've ever been confused by mixed signals, hot and cold behavior, or emotional reactions that don't make sense, this is for you. Because when you understand a woman's weaknesses, you gain emotional intelligence, and emotional intelligence is masculine power. Main content. Top 10 weaknesses every man should understand about women. Every man must understand about women. Women are naturally emotional creatures, and that's not an insult. It's biology. They experience life through feelings more than logic. But this also means many women depend on emotional validation. Feel enough. They crave attention from social media, from men, from friends, not because they're bad people, but because validation feels like oxygen. As a man, when you understand this, you stop overgiving attention. You realize that constantly validating her isn't love, it's feeding and addiction. Instead, give your validation selectively. Be calm, grounded, and consistent. The man who doesn't chase attention commands it. Masculine insight. Never compete with a woman's need for validation. Outgrow it. Every woman wants safety, not just physical safety, emotional and psychological safety too. When she says she wants a strong man, she means someone she can trust, not someone who dominates her. If she can't feel safe expressing her emotions, she'll withdraw or test you through drama. The weakness here: many women confuse safety with control. They might push for power in relationships only to realize later that leadership is what they craved all along. As a man, you must provide structure, not suppression. Be the calm in her storm. Masculine insight. Control is fear. Leadership is confidence. Choose leadership. Women are raised on romance fairy tales, social media rom-coms. They grow up dreaming of a perfect man who reads their mind, never argues, and always knows what to do. But real life isn't a movie, and many women struggle when reality doesn't match fantasy. This weakness shows up as constant dissatisfaction even when they have a good man. And a man, don't compete with her fantasy. Be reality. Be grounded, authentic, and focused. A woman may not realize it at first, but the man who lives in truth will always outlast the man who lives in fantasy. Masculine insight. Don't chase her dream. Become her reality. Women are more emotionally impulsive. They act before thinking, especially when upset. They might say things they don't mean, make rash decisions, or test your patience. This is a weakness, but also a test. Your job is not to mirror her impulsiveness, but to balance it. When she's emotional, you stay composed. When she's chaotic, you stay calm. That's masculine polarity, and that's what builds attraction. Masculine insight. The man who controls his emotions leads the relationship. Modern women live in a world of constant distraction: likes, DMs, validation loops. Her attention is fragmented across 10 sources at once. This makes focus and gratitude harder for her, even in relationships. So what do? You don't compete with her distractions. You become her focus by living with purpose. Purpose creates gravity, and gravity pulls attention naturally. Masculine insight. Purpose is the antidote to attention games. When women feel insecure, they often project those feelings onto you. She might say you've changed, when really she's the one feeling distant. She might accuse you of not caring because she's disconnected. Understand this: projection is not manipulation, it's a subconscious defense mechanism. If you react defensively, you lose. If you respond calmly, you win. Masculine insight. Don't fight projection, reflect stability. Some women confuse emotional intensity with love. If everything feels calm and stable, they think something's wrong. That's because they're addicted to the highs and lows, the dopamine rush of uncertainty. You can't fix that, but you can model maturity. Show her that peace is power, not boredom. Masculine insight. Drama dies where masculinity lives. Even the most confident women fear rejection, especially from men they respect. That fear makes Them act cold, test boundaries, or pretend not to care. It's protection. As a man, you recognize it without reacting emotionally. You understand that her fear is not rejection of you, it's protection of herself. Masculine insight: rejection isn't personal, it's emotional armor. Women overthink endlessly. They replay conversations, tone, texts. It's not weakness in intelligence, it's hyper awareness, but it becomes self sabotage when unchecked. Your strength is to bring clarity. Don't feed the loop, end it with calm logic. Masculine insight: be the full stop to her emotional sentence. Deep down, every feminine woman desires to be led, not controlled, but guided. That's not weakness, that's polarity. Masculine direction allows her to relax into femininity. But when a man lacks direction, she fills the void and loses attraction. Masculine insight: the world respects the man who knows where he's going. Lead with purpose, lead with clarity, lead with love. So here's the truth: women's weaknesses aren't flaws, they're reflections of emotional nature. When you understand them, you don't become cynical, you become wise. You stop reacting, you start leading. That's what separates a boy from a man. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Understanding women isn't about manipulation, it's about mastery, because the man who understands emotion controls the world.